Radio Rahim with Viddal here in Los Angeles. The scene of your last victory.
Yes.
That must feel good. You're at the Staples Center, at the center of boxing for a moment, and you're an undefeated trainer.
Yes.
You're going up against a Hall of Famer. What is it like breaking into boxing in the way that you have and continuously now facing established ex-fighters and now a Hall of Famer?
I know. It's an honor for me. As I said, growing up, I watched Sugar Shane Mosley. A lot of his fights. I'm a fan of many of his fights, you know. And to be able to put my boxing mind against his at this stage in my career, when in the ring I haven't earned that opportunity to even mix with these guys, is a privilege. And I think I will outcoach him because he can't fight for Jake. I've coached multiple times. I know how to coach novice fighters. My record shows that. Shane can fight himself, but can he coach? This is what we'll find out.
Do you think that he'll have Jake Paul's attention? You talk about, will he be able to, Jake Paul, execute what Shane has put in front of him? Is that part of the strategy? You think that he might be in over his head?
That is the hardest thing, okay? You have a great channel that you do. You interview tons of people. And you could direct me how many times on how to hold an interview, and I can still mess it up just because I'm not used to doing it. It's been a long time since he's been in the ring. It's been a long time since Gib has been in the ring. I was talking about Jake, sorry. It's been a long time since he's been in the ring. And these guys are under pressure, learning new things, and have to do it under the lights. I know how to deal with that pressure with a novice. And that is why I believe in myself, despite Shane's in-ring credentials.
When you got finished with KSI, Logan Paul, the event, all the spectacle it was, you guys left the Staples Center victorious.
Yes.
What was it like for you and KSI after that fight? You continuing to be in boxing, did you try to convince him, hey, maybe boxing is where we should stay, you've got talent here?
No. Listen, he's so talented. He's got multiple talents. Why do you want to get punched in the face to continue your living? These guys made a great living for himself. His songs are charting top 10. He's got a brilliant record deal, brilliant brands work with him. If you don't have to get in the ring, don't get in the ring. As a true friend, that was my advice to him because I know how hard boxing is. I've been doing it 16 years to make a living from it. And he don't need to do that. He doesn't need to do that. He's good at what he does. He's an entertainer, he's a performer, he's a personality. Do everything you can without getting punched in your face. Don't make sense.
Viddal, you might not need to do that either. You found yourself success in another career.
No, I know, but I'm a fighter. I've been perfecting my craft, trying to perfect my craft for 16 years. I'm not putting that to waste. You're going to interview me one day. I don't know what governing body, maybe all of them, and we'll say I fulfilled what I want to fulfill. My goal was not to be a coach. My goal was to be a world champion and for people to remember me as that, and that will still happen.
What's your dream fight as a fighter?
Ooh, you mean like current people out there right now?
Yeah, right now, if you were able to get your dream fight, who would you want to make your medal against? Who do you make yourself a superstar?
These people ask me these questions, and I don't have a dream fight. Like, I don't think, I really want to see my name in lights against this guy. I just want to fight whoever's in the way and whoever's got the belts. That's it for me. Like, if the guy that's 20-20 has the belt, I'll take it. If he's 30 knockouts, I'll take it. That's my dream fight. My dream fight is wherever the success is.
What is it about fighting yourself that's so important that you will leave a viable, successful career as a trainer, which is hard to be and hard to get, to go back to what's pretty much the bottom of the boxing ranks to try to climb your way up while getting hit in the head?
Well, I separate the two. I don't look at myself and say, because I coach KSI and Staples Center, I deserve to have this. No, it's a process. You know, I'm still earning my way. I'm still learning the game. I'm still progressing at the rate I need to progress. 22 years old, as a cruiserweight, extremely young. Still time to get better and better, and then I'll be a threat to all the people that are at the top of the game right now. But coaching helps me become a better fighter because fundamentals that I learned a decade ago is now fresh in my mind because I have to give it to Gib. Now, fundamentals of everything is the most important, and if I'm keep working on those through coaching, it aids me, it helps me, so I'm good.
If there's not a fighter who you want to be up in the lights against, is there one who, when you see his name up in the lights, be like, man, that's the guy. That's the kind of career I'd like to have or the style of fight I'd like to be able to execute?
Well, like for me personally, David Haye was a big role model for me. Because my crucial years when I started getting familiar with the sport, he was on top of the sport, and he's a cruiserweight, and he's from London, and he's athletic, he hits hard, things that I possess. So when someone asked me off the top of my brain, whose career would you like to emulate, I would say David Haye. Obviously, before the injuries, before everything went downhill, but his heyday, that was amazing to see, and that's something I could definitely see myself doing.
David Haye is a legend, not just in boxing, but especially in the UK.
Yeah.
He's managed to go on beyond boxing, become a promoter, has Chisora, obviously.
Yeah.
You talk about being able to incorporate your training, other fighters, with your own fight. What else is it, like you just talked about, that you could take from someone like David Haye, someone in the cruiserweight division, that you can emulate? What does he do that you can do that makes you feel like you can reach that level?
His ability, his ability in the ring, I feel like I can match or surpass, which is a thing for me, because his style, it was his style for me. It was just explosive. It was quick. Fights are done quickly. He has persona. He could talk. He really was, growing up, someone that I looked at and said he isn't far from what I was. He grew up just South London. I grew up North London. I can do this. Tournaments he's entered, I've won. He's won them. So it was very easy for me to make the correlation. So for me to take the main thing to take away from David was just to give the fans something to enjoy, be devastating, and just keep everything intact when you leave the sport, because he managed to do that.
Now you're talking about a guy that has talent.
Yes.
He's a hard worker, but natural ability as well.
Yes.
Is that the case with the guy that you're bringing into the ring on January 30th?
Now, Gib has natural ability in terms of heart, toughness. A lot of fighters, elite fighters, don't have heart. They lack toughness. This guy was born with it. From day one, I've trained this guy for 3 years. This is not just for this camp, okay? I've been training him. This first YouTuber I've ever trained. Before I even knew who KSI was, I trained Gib. And the first thing I noticed about him is heart. He has a will that can't be broken. I've hit him hard myself, intentionally sometimes, to see how he reacts. Shakes his head and says, I'm going to get you back. And that is scary for a novice, because they're not used to that. And that's why he's going to win the fight.
What has been your relationship with the Pauls since the Logan fight, the second fight, all that was said, all that went on?
Listen, I always make this clear. I don't dislike Logan Paul. He was just the opponent. That's all it is. He's just in the way. He's just the opponent. But genuinely, I go to bed at night. He said to me, do you like Logan? I say, listen, he seems like a cool guy. When he's not doing all his antics and promotion, seems like a cool guy. And honestly, I wish the best for him. I think he should do MMA. I think he should use his wrestling. And I wish the best for him. That's honest. I'm being honest.
I think he beats Antonio Brown.
I don't know, man, because you know how those NFL players are. They're athletes. There's levels to this athlete thing, and they're athletes, man. They're strong, they're fast, they got a lot going on. As an athlete myself, I look at NFL athletes, I'm like, I credit them. I give them credit for what they possess. So I don't know. That doesn't make him a good boxer. So I don't know. But I would want Logan to win that fight, just for the YouTube lot.
Yeah, a fight that will likely never happen, but we do talk about it sometimes. Do you think Jake beats Logan?
Yeah, I think he does, but that's just based off boxing skill. It's still his big brother. Do you have a big brother?
I don't.
If you got a big brother or a big cousin, or it's a mental thing. Like, you always just think like, this guy is just better than me because it's your older, It's just, so if he didn't let that get in the way, he would beat Logan. But if it's like, oh, you're my big brother, man, oh no, then Logan wins.
Is this Viddal's last time in the corner as a trainer? Are you retiring after AnEsonGib versus Jake Paul? You announcing your retirement right now before the fight?
Let me say this. If YouTube coaching had a Hall of Fame, I'd be inducted. Right. If there was a YouTube boxing Hall of Fame, I'd be inducted, for the sheer fact that any corner I'm in, the guys get W's. I've never taken an L, and I'm going to leave on top. I don't need to burn and learn and leave, because nope, I'm going to leave at the top, go back to the bottom to start my career, and then finish at the top of my career too.
Good luck with that. I'm sure I'll be interviewing you as a fighter one day very soon.
Very soon.
We'll see you in the corner as a trainer on January 30th. One last time in Miami, Super Bowl week of all weeks, Radio Rahim with Viddal.
Thank you.